Okay, just about 2 or 3 minutes up the trail out of NOC, and there are these beautiful rock formations, giant rocks, the size of a tractor trailer. Kind of reminds me of the Mahoosuc Notch up in Maine. Very cool. Alright, I'll see you down the trail. Well, hello from mile number 139. Yeah, we're just stopping for a little bit of hydration. And it is much nicer walking on the dirt than it is walking on the snow. And we are climbing to Cheoah Bald. That's the trail that we just came up. And there are a few more behind me. Lots of day hikers going up to the Bald today. Looks like it's going to be a fairly nice day up top. And we'll check back with you a bit later. Okay. We are, I guess, about halfway, more than halfway to the shelter. And just wanted to show you how green everything is here. Kind of fitting. Yesterday was St. Paddy's Day, and it's partly sunny. When the sun comes out, it's beautiful and warm, and when the cloud cover blocks the sun, it's a little bit cool and windy. So that's the weather report so far. And this is just outstanding after all of those days of snow, to see the sunshine hitting all this green moss. It's growing all the way up to the top of the tree. Okay, this is the view from the jump up, and it's quite spectacular. I'm not sure, but I think we're looking at NOC down there. Has to be the Nantahala River, the road next to it. So I'm not exactly sure where, but we did come from somewhere down there. And we still have 2 miles to the shelter, and just beyond that is the Bald. And it looks like most of the snow is gone, which is great. This is what we're going to be walking up. I guess through the camera eye it looks a little bit level, but no, we're walking up there. But the trade-off is, on those ridgetop walks you tend to get really nice views. So we look forward to some of those. And hopefully they are not icy. And we will check back with you in a few. Okay, we're on a little rise here, a little plateau, and there are some rhododendron thickets up here, which would be nice little campsites to get out of the weather. It is starting to sprinkle a little, so I may duck in there and put the frog tog on. And I'm also going to check my map and find out what mile marker this is. So if anyone's coming through, they need some good campsites. They are right here, protected out of the wind. Okay, so this is Swaim, S-W-A-I-M, Bald. And you can see it's no longer a bald, but that's often the case on the AT. Back when the trail was created, it was routed straight up and down over many balds that are no longer balds. But it's a nice spot nonetheless, and I am apparently 0.8 from the shelter. Starting to rain. Gonna head for the shelter. I think maybe put the rain cover on first. Over and out. Really, really nice. I've mentioned this before. I'll say it again. Really nice not to be walking on ice downhill or uphill or anywhere. So it appears we are headed down here to Locust Grove campsite, I guess. The sun is shining, and hopefully Cameron will be down there, and we'll see what we're going to do next. Have a look at this old guy here. That's the grandfather of the forest there. All the hikers that have passed under the branches of this tree. If only you could hear all the stories they were telling. So this is Locust Grove Gap, I think. And there are several tents here. Laundry and trees. My laundry, actually. And Cameron has the pimp spot here next to the fire pit. He got here about 3:30. And a few spots back there, but I hear they've been compromised by brown blazes, so I'm not going to go investigate. I'll take everyone's word for it. And Garvey, believe it or not, still has energy. He's been chasing the ball up and down the hill there. And still no sign of Craig or 82nd, or Red Leg for that matter. We'll see who rolls by. It's the trail right there. And I hope everybody has a good night wherever they are. Alright. Second view. Craig just showed up and he's gonna bivouac right here. And low of 26 tonight. I think we can handle that. What do you think?
Yeah.
We're gonna do it. 26 degrees is doable.
That's a setup right there.
All right. Yeah. A really nice camp here. We're just kind of hanging out. All right. This is the climb up Stecoah Bald, and my camera is at a 90-degree angle right now from my body, and that down there is what we just climbed up. There's someone coming up here in a second. You can kind of get a perspective on how far down and how steep it is. Nothing that even remotely resembles a switchback here. And our great views, nice weather.
Firewood's going to carry it for the next fire there.
And that ridge you see over there is
I saw that, man.
Cheoah. I get them backwards all the time. Yep. And there you can see the trail way down there. And once again, this is a 90-degree angle. So, way down there, up over to here, and this is a 90-degree angle. And that is what we're going up. So, looking straight and looking up. Let's see if we can just do a sweep here on the mountainside. It is quite steep. Alright, check out this old guy. Been here a long time. It was never turned into a deck or lumber. Just sat here and grew. year after year. Alright, so this is lunch. It was supposed to be at the shelter, but this is kind of an unexpected lunch spot, and sometimes you have to be flexible and go with the flow. And Kiki here has been here since Friday with hot dogs, hamburgers, beer, and this is a nice little place to stop for lunch. We're at 10.7 and we got about a little less than 8 miles to go to Fontana. We're going to try and get there before the store closes. If we don't, oh well. Garby's having a good time here. And I think a good time is had by all. Okay, this is the Fontana Village Inn, the lobby. And you may have seen it before in other videos, but this is just a really cool place. And I can't believe they let hiker trash like us in here. I mean, it just looks too nice. You know, all it's missing here in the conversation pit is a fondue pot and some 8-track tapes. No fire going now, but I think there was one going last night. Big views out the window here. Yes, they're out on the front lawn, right in front of the front door. Missing trekking poles have been located. And we got some sort of little gift shop sort of thing in here. Pain meds. Hikers need those. And a pretty sweet view out the back window here. Hiker trash everywhere. Okay. And I'm going to walk down here to the restaurant and just kind of give you a view of that. We're nice enough to let Garby come in and sit down with us last night. So.
Thank you. Garby.
And this is the dining room. I'm going to walk over to the window here. And nice views of the Smoky Shuck Stack. You can see the fire tower up there. The pool, which is not open. And that's mostly it. So we're on our way to the general store, post office, and laundromat. Just a little quick view of some of the sights in the village. Community fire pit down there. That building down there is where we're headed. Basketball, volleyball, and tennis down there, it looks like. And there's a pretty sweet looking putt-putt course through here. Although I'm not sure if it's open this time of year. Can't get your mini golf fix here in Fontana Village, you can certainly get it in Gatlinburg. Hillbilly golf. Survived the fire. So we're going to walk on down this nice little walking path that they've put here and go do our town chores. It's a day off today, which, why shouldn't it be? I'm on vacation. Every day's a day off, whether I'm walking or in town. So, a little history about this place. This is where they housed the workers to build the dam back in the 40s, I believe. So it's quite a little neighborhood through here. Houses and cottages everywhere. We even have shuffleboard here. We will be down at the dam a little bit later, at the shelter, the Fontana Hilton as they call it. And we'll check back with you when we're down at the store. Alright, we're just outside the laundromat at Fontana Village, and this is pretty indicative of what a laundromat looks like during hiker season. There are gear just exploding everywhere. Washing it up. Don't really need to do laundry, but since we're here and there's a laundromat, we're going to do it. I guess you can never be too clean out on this trail. And next, right down at the end there, is the post office, so we're going to get our box that we shipped from Franklin and pack up some food. Okay, just wanted to show you kind of what a mail drop looks like. This is stuff that I had in Franklin that I sent forward here to Fontana, and you want to send your stuff general delivery to the post office that you want it to go to, and always a good idea to put "please hold for hiker" on more than one side. When you're arriving is always good, so they sort their boxes in piles, kind of depending on when people are going to show up. And it's always nice to say thank you, and that goes for pretty much wherever you are, whatever you're doing, any services along the AT. It's always good to thank people, and you want to leave a good impression for the next hikers that come after you. If you're treated terribly as a hiker, it's probably because of something that somebody did before you. If people are going out of their way to help you, thank them and tip them. It's always good to tip people. In my case, a lot of times I'm asking for things like a dish of water for Garvey, or maybe he can sit down at a table somewhere in a restaurant, and if somebody is going out of their way to help you, or in my case to help my dog, I make sure that they get some gratuity, because I've worked for gratuity before and I know what it's like to work for tips, and it really makes someone's day when they help you out, and it's a great way to say thank you, and it's a great way to be an ambassador for other hikers who come after you. So don't forget to say thanks. Don't forget to tip where you can, and just leave a good impression. And that's about all I can say about that. Okay, I'm pretty sure Garvey knows there's something in this box for him. Don't exactly remember what I put in here. That was several days and miles ago. I've got looks like a couple days worth of food. Some tuna, another day's worth of food, day's worth of food for Garvey. I'm sure there's much more of that in here. Oh yes, Garvey scores. Bunch of wet food for him, he'll like that. And we're just going to dump this bag out here. Toilet paper. You don't want to have to buy 4 rolls of toilet paper every time you're in town. Water purification tablets. Flossers. I like to reload up on those when I come into town. Kate's bars. These things are awesome. I've been relying on these. I've been eating at least one a day on my trip, and as you know, I don't endorse anything that I don't like or that I don't use, and I can't say enough good things about these Kate's bars. They're compact, 2.2 ounces, and let's see if I can get to the nutritional information here. We have 300 calories, so these have been great when it's been cold, too cold outside to even stop to make something to eat. I put one of these in my front pocket and kept it from freezing on pretty much all the snowy days last week. And they're really good if you're running out of steam, headed up the side of a mountain, and you don't have any energy left. Eat one of these, and you know, within minutes you're feeling the life back in your legs again. Mostly organic stuff in here. There we go, that's a little bit better. we'll put the full nutritional information in post-production, but no junk in here. No yellow number 5, no partially hydrogenated death oil. All good stuff. And I'm trying to stick to that on this trip, at least on the trail. I'm still kind of eating people food, regular people food in town. I had a big salad last night, that was nice. And Carnation instant breakfast in here. Just typically things that, you know, you might not be able to find on the trail. I've got to refill a hand sanitizer, that's very important. And a word about the store in here. They actually have Carnation instant breakfast, individual packs. They have a lot of individual packs of everything in there. It's probably one of the better resupply stores I've seen. They even have frog togs in there for sale. Liner socks. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a mini outfitter / grocery resupply. If you can't find it in there, you probably don't need it. I mean, it's really thorough, very surprising, and I didn't think the prices were that unreasonable for what they have in there. And like I said, you don't have to buy a whole box of anything. There's individual servings, so you can get just pretty much anything you want. So for those of you behind me concerned about resupply at Fontana, if you don't want to send yourself a package, go right down here to the general store, and they have absolutely everything you need and more. Very well thought out, whoever the buyer is here. And that's pretty much it. Just that's a mail drop, and I suppose everyone who sends themselves stuff sends different things, but that's what's in mine. And we're gonna go see if the laundry's done. Well, good morning. It is Monday, the 21st, I believe. Not exactly sure. No real reason to keep track of time out here. What you're looking at right here next to the trail is Fontana Lake. Just thought I'd share a little view of it with you as we're walking along. Quite nice. And no more lakes on the trail till you hit Watauga Lake near Hampton, which is a very nice lake as well. And we're kind of just making our way over to the dam. It's just around this corner, I believe. Headed to the Fontana Hilton, as they call it. So let me just slow it down a bit, and there is your morning view of the lake. Had a very nice time in Fontana Village at the inn. They were very accommodating with Garvey. I shouldn't say very accommodating. They were tolerable of Garvey. And he was allowed into the bar room last night where he yogied all kinds of food. And we're kind of a little sluggish today after all that town food, but we're only going a mile over to the Hilton. And this is going to be the last leg of this part of the trip for me, as we are not going through the Smokies, because as you know, or you may not know, but in Great Smoky Mountain National Park, dogs are not allowed on any trails. There may be a few spots like in Cades Cove where they're allowed, but not on any of the backcountry hiking trails. They are prohibited, and I'm told it is a hefty fine, and they will remove your dog if they catch you, and you don't get to leave with your dog. You have to continue hiking out, and they take your dog and kennel it. And Garvey here has never been kenneled. He's 9 years old. I'm not going to start kenneling him now. And he would have a real hard time being without me for 5 days. And I've been through the Smokies many times. Lots of Lots of bear stories to be told up there. Timmy had never seen a bear before. Look out. Yes, I've got some very deep and interesting tales about experiences in those Great Smoky Mountains right over there. So, like I said, I love the Smokies, but not a huge deal that we're going to miss them. Kind of regulated nowadays too. You have to pay for a permit. You got to stay in the shelter. Blah blah blah. So there will be none of that this trip. For those of you who are going through for the first time, I hope you enjoy it. The Smokies are a great place, and if the weather holds out and you have visibility, it's even better. So that's all for now. So we are at Fontana Shelter, actually at the campsite. Shelter is just right over here. And you can drive right up to it. There's a road. I don't think it's gated, but I haven't seen any cars yet. Right down over here is the shelter. And there's water down there, trash cans, picnic tables, and even a phone charging station, though I'm told that the charger doesn't really work. But I haven't tested it for myself. And here we have a miniature slab city of the East. Nobody here yet, but apparently this used to be a picnic ground, and these were concrete slabs with picnic tables on them. And now they are being used as tent pads. I'd heard before about these concrete slabs, and I'm thinking, why would they do anything like that? But now I get it. These have been here forever, and they're really not that bad. I imagine you'd probably, some of them are kind of concave in the center, like that one over there. I imagine that would pool up with some water if you got a really good rain. But I'm not complaining. It'll work. I've got everything set up, and from inside here I have a pretty decent view of the lake. So I have my stove over there. Probably will end up cooking something a little bit later. And I thought while I'm sitting here that I would do some mid-hike gear reviews. You know, the weather on this first half hasn't always cooperated, and sometimes it's not really a good idea to pull out a camera and start filming. I mean, a lot of times the weather's terrible, the wind is blowing, and you're just trying to get through a section to get out of the weather. So I thought I'd do that here. I have plenty of time, and I have some battery life, and I'm getting picked up in the morning to head over to Davenport Gap or maybe Hot Springs. I haven't quite decided yet. But I hope everyone that's in the Smokies today is enjoying it up there. It seems to be a pretty decent day, and I hope there's some decent visibility up there. But I will return in just a few minutes, and we'll talk about some of the stuff I have in my pack and what's been working for me, what's not, etc., etc. So it is now shortly after 6 p.m. and the breeze has picked up. I'm trying to cover the microphone with a towel. Hopefully that works. And we have 80 Seconds tent right here. He just showed up, and the famous bivouac of Craig is setting up next to a tree. And over here we have Cameron tweaking his gear out.
It's almost like a chair.
Looks like he's got it dialed in. Oh yeah, could be a chair.
Got the pad in the back right here.
Right on.
Throw this little
There you go, man.
bag of cloth in, I'm good, alright?
And we have
Compliments to the sage.
Baywatch's tent right here. A few others down this way. Probably the nicest privy I've ever been in. There's a shower and hand dryers
Unlimited toilet paper.
and unlimited toilet paper. Yes. So this is the scene at just about 6:30. Looks like a few more people are arriving here in Slab City East. There's a few slabs left down there. I got here first, so I got my choice of slabs, and I took the waterfront property. Always the best investment in most cases, unless you're trying to get hurricane insurance. So it looks like there's about 5 spots left. And there he is, 82nd. I wasn't lying, he's here. It is his tent down there. You just walked past it. There's a pipe spring right over there, brother. A piped spring with a drinking fountain and everything.
Oh, the drinking fountain doesn't work.
One below it.
Let's use the
The one
spigot.
below it.
Well, in any event, there's water down by the shelter. If all else fails, and it's flowing majestically.
Yeah, or like maybe walk down to that gigantic lake right
Yeah, I mean, there's all the water you could possibly want right here.
Look behind you.
Oh, the irony. So we are actually on the AT right now. We're about to go over the main part of the dam. The sun's about to set. We're going to try and get a little bit of video before it gets too dark. You can see over there on those islands, the water level is way, way down. This is quite the feat of engineering here. Let's see. There at Middle Peak, you may or may not be able to see Shuckstack Fire Tower. And Garvey is just eager to explore. He's tugging away on this leash. Okay. Well, that over there is the main part of the dam. Okay, I'm just going to cross over to this side right here. And there it is. Kind of looks like it needs a pressure washing. There's the visitor center over there. And we'll walk out just a little further just to kind of give you a perspective at how tall this thing is, which I don't exactly remember how tall it is, but it's quite tall. I'm thinking at least 500 feet. Could be off. And down there is where all the electricity is generated and sent off to wherever it's going. Kind of looking kind of shabby, kind of like Kmart parking lot out here. Hope it doesn't crack while we're on it. No, I seriously doubt that. The lake levels are so low right now. And that, I believe, is the Little Tennessee River. What's left of it anyway, after man intruded on nature. And we're going to go down just a little bit further. Okay. If that doesn't make you dizzy, I don't know what will. Go over to the other side. There's lots and lots of water. Garvey's investigating for himself. And that's pretty much it. I'm not going to go over to the other side or to the entrance of the park. Been there before. Head back to camp, have a nice meal, and enjoy the views and enjoy good company. Got Craig and Cameron, 82nd back there. Probably won't be seeing those guys for a while. I'll be 100 miles ahead of them starting tomorrow. We've got Chris and Laura and also Gary from work, the work family. Work fam coming to camp out with me at Hot Springs, maybe do a little day hiking, who knows. That should be fun. I haven't seen those guys in 3 weeks, so that's the plan for tomorrow. I should be here around 9 o'clock, so early to bed, early to rise, and get packed up. And I don't know if we'll do this or not, but I'm sure they're going to have a lot of questions for me, so maybe we'll have one or both of them interview me and kind of put it in that format. Anyway, we'll check back with you when I check back with you next. Well, it's true. Some parts of the AT are flat as a sidewalk. In fact, some parts of the AT are a sidewalk, as I'm proving right here. Oh, this is just a great view. Shuck Stack over there. Hopefully, Cameron and Craig, hopefully you're up there right now looking down on this awesome scene, because it is quite something from down here, and I can only imagine how nice it is from the fire tower. And I'm glad it's not raining and all my fellow hikers going through the Smokies, at least not yet. And this will make for a very nice day of walking, or in my case, a very nice day of yellow blazing. And Garvey, how has your hike been so far? Have you had a good time hiking? Have you had a wonderful time? It's been a big adventure, hasn't it? Yeah. Did we meet lots of nice people? Did lots of people give you biscuits and cookies and french fries and bacon and all kinds of things like that? Makes all that walking worthwhile, doesn't it? You met lots of new friends too. They're all going to come see you in Damascus. And for those of you who are nice to my dog, thank you. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me. Even if you don't like me, I'm very thankful that you're nice to my dog.